Hello, everybody. Welcome to NeoUnrealist. There's been yet another shooting at the Capitol Hill organized protest shop. Well, technically not. I don't believe it's literally inside the specific boundary that they've now said, but it was basically the chop area right next to the boundary. Such that the police couldn't get to the area. We'll go by the local paper, the Seattle Times, because the national media has just been horrible covering the CHAZ chop situation. You basically have to rely on local media sources because the national media seems, with exceptions like Fox News and places like that, they just seem, basically almost worshiping, a hero worship situation of the various figures in this. But here's the coverage from the Seattle Times. 1 dead, 1 in critical condition in early morning shooting at Capitol Hill protest zone known as CHOP. Now, remember from that headline, the day before, on Saturday, there were 2 separate shootings. 1 person died. The other person is still in I believe in a critical or serious condition at the local hospital there. Let's read a little bit before we go into this story. Seattle police homicide and assault detectives are investigating an early morning shooting in the Capitol Hill protest zone known as CHOP that left 1 person dead and another in critical condition. Now, I don't know how they're doing that because as you're going to see, it's almost impossible. Seattle police said a 19-year-old man was pronounced dead at Harborview. So this is like the original situation on Saturday that we're talking about here. I want to be specific. We're not talking about the latest incident that happened last night, because that was pretty wild. But Seattle police, in this case, the 19-year-old man was identified, not identified, but he was pronounced dead on arrival at Harborview Medical Center. The Sergeant Lauren Truscott who's the Seattle Police Department's public information officer, the PIO. She said that no suspects were in custody and that the department urged anyone with information to call its tip line. Yada yada yada. So that describes the situation, that was on Saturday night, and I'm gonna go light on this one because it's just wasn't as it's not as fresh, and I'm sure most of you who have probably heard the details of that one, maybe even saw my stream that got pulled down by YouTube for other reasons. But here, let's quickly we'll just take a look at some of the footage of the Seattle Police Department that they released that showed what kind of greeting they got when they tried to get in there to see what was going on with the victims. Those are the initial gunshots, of course. You can see it shows that happening at about 2:18 a.m. Killed.
There you go. I'll take the other one.
So according to the Seattle Police Department, they responded at roughly 2:30 a.m. They were trying to get access to what they believe was a shooting victim. At this point, they didn't have any idea that there was another shooting victim. So that's how sketchy the information was. The police didn't even know how many victims there were.
Please move out of the way so we can get to the victim. All we're trying to do is get to the victim and provide them aid. Please allow us to get fire into the area to provide them aid.
well could be the Seattle police.
Okay, so you can see a very emotional scene there, chaotic. Can't even tell who's been. Looks like the police were informed at that point that the victim was taken away in a truck to the Harborview Medical Center. So at this point, the police decide there's nothing really left for them to do, and they decide, you know what? Let's just get out of here because this is gonna just escalate if we stay here.
Move your cars. Go. Go. Follow the line back to our vehicles. Go, community. Go. Pepper spray. We're trying to do this. I know. I'm not saying it. Out of here. Okay. Move down this direction to our vehicles. We have a head count. Please! Please! No, please! Get your vehicle and go. Go over the curb and out.
Mr. Jerry.
If you got a two-man car, fucking go. Where is Officer Babcock?
Back up! No! Back up!
Okay, so you can see that this situation is impossible for the cops to get in there without, just bringing down the hammer. So this person Cortana, but your dad calls me Katya. Keep in mind these Twitter handles. Their initial timeline goes something like this. Keep in mind this is this is not an official timeline. 2:35 to 2:40 a.m. calls begin of shots fired. Scanners begin reporting 2 victims. 2:41 an SPD and emergency response show up on Pine west of Broadway. 2:45 or 2:52, who knows here. One awake victim is taken to 11th and Pike, then taken to Harborview. The other, so this timeline I think is just off because the reports begin of one deceased victim at 3:05. So you can see this happened at 2:18 was when the shots rang out in the initial thing, if you recall. So here is I guess this is more of when the shots occurred, closer to the incident when it occurred. You can see that one of the medics there running, or the so-called medics I call them, because I'm not even, we wouldn't accept this from the city. You don't know the qualifications of these people. And in a lot of occasions, from what I've seen, they certainly don't act like medics. They seem more concerned with preserving the anonymity of the criminals and the people in there than actually treating wounded people's wounds. But nevertheless, it's what you got in there. So there's one of the medics running, apparently to accomplish some purpose.
Oh, shit.
Take that nigga and go. Why is there arguing?
We got medics going different directions here. We got some other stuff that's breaking out. I'm going to take a step back over here.
I believe this is from the streamer Omari, if I recognize the voice.
I don't know if they're trying to get.
So here is this woman appears to be calling for the black pickup truck, which is the truck that they wound up taking the deceased victim to the hospital in. So you can see that this is where she calls for it to be brought up.
Driver of the black pickup truck! No! He's lying!
I guess this is a real life or death situation here, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I've approached this very cautiously. In my reporting, there goes Medic 1. Medic 1 is now heading eastbound.
My guess is that that medic is sent to make sure that the person gets the message to bring the truck.
Eastbound on Pine. Medic 1 just passed eastbound on Pine. This appears to be 100% a life or death situation.
No, apparently he went to retrieve something. Keep in mind, the medic quote-unquote station is right there. It's literally on the other side of the street, right here. So the guy just has to cross the street to get whatever medical supplies they do have.
Situation as they're trying to move whoever the shooting victim is out of here into Harborview Medical Center. I was
okay, so I think you get the picture here. Chaos. But as you know, the news got out, and it was pretty obvious that things were starting to get bad in the chop. And this person here, you could see that the crowd of tents that was in the Cal Anderson Park seems to have thinned considerably last night. And you could get hear from the narrator himself what's been happening since that Saturday night pair of shooting victims.
I think that even last night, early this morning, 3, 4 o'clock this morning, you had quite a few people who vacated, you know. They were like, for reasons best known to them, some people were like, hey, you know, this isn't what I'm here for, or some people were like, they felt it was dangerous, or some people felt that the message was getting away. Some people will probably go.
So from it sounds like, I'm just gonna guess that's Omari again. Don't know for sure because this is someone else retweeting that footage. But here's one of these guys. I mean, just listen to how dumb these guys sound. You know, the unrealistic expectations that they have.
What in a better way can the medics and the CHOP medics and Seattle Fire Department and Medic 1, how can they communicate better?
I would really like if the fire department could have a liaison on site with us.
You think the fire department is going to put one of their personnel in that chaotic situation where people are just shooting each other? The fire department doesn't do that. Doesn't deploy their people into danger zones like that.
24 hours a day. That would be huge and go a very long way to help to coordinate.
So this so-called autonomous zone needs the city to provide them with a 24-hour service that no other section of the city would get. This is insane.
Care. We would also like.
You know, I'd like a fire department liaison outside my house 24/7. I'm not gonna get it. This is retarded.
To have, if possible, some kind of resource station of the other locations, Harvard and Pine in particular. If we could have some kind of resource stationed there.
All right, so here you get the idea of how crazy this is. So here we have someone who purports to be the brother of the individual who was shot and killed on Saturday, early Saturday, and you know, the shooting victim here is named as Lorenzo Anderson, and this guy claims to be his brother. And here's what he has to say about what happened when he got the call that his brother had a problem in the chop. So keep in mind, again, this is just a person claiming to be the brother, so we don't know for sure. So don't take this as gospel until it's confirmed. But here's what he claims anyway.
Last night, I got the call around like 1 o'clock in the morning. I rushed down here, and the police wasn't even down here yet. There wasn't no police down here, nothing yet. My little brother was in a tent. They hid my little brother from me for the longest. I thought my little brother was at a hospital. They hid my little brother from me for the longest. I didn't see where they had my little brother at until about 9 o'clock this morning, and the table was covered in blood. And they told me that table wasn't covered in my little brother's blood. Well, my little brother was the only one that died here. My little brother was the only one that was carried to a table here. The other victim drove themselves to the hospital. So why did they lie to me about what was on that table? You know what I'm saying? On top of that, we asked them about, maybe moving the table or something, It's a problem with that too as well.
Is the table still there?
The table's right there,
Yeah, though, that's the.
I wasn't here last night.
So, I don't know whether it was deliberate lying or whether it was confusion or if this person is even telling the truth at all. But let's assume for a moment that he is. He's not being told the truth about what happened to his brother. He's there. He's being told his brother is somewhere. Some people are, as far as he knows, his brother was in this tent, which is again across from where the incident happened. Remember, I was telling you that the medic station was across the street. Well, here it is. That's basically where the medics give treatment to people. That's where they stage out of. Remember, the CHOP isn't that big a place, and when you get right down to it, now that they've agreed to restrict themselves to mostly a 2-block area, at least officially. But here's where you're going to see why this situation is going to get more dangerous. So remember, this guy claims to be the brother of the victim, who he identified as Lorenzo Anderson. Now you got a guy with a grudge, and sounds like he's going to come down there now, and he's got his guys with him. So just listen to what he has to say about what he feels and what he may do if things don't stop going down this track.
Let Washington become lawless. It's bad. There's gonna be 50 deaths about my brother, but we don't even want that. I'm trying to stop the bloodshed on the streets, because it's kind of simple fact that my little brother got taken from me, and I'll be damned if one of my little brothers get taken from me. Because if one of them get taken from me, y'all gonna see a whole another side of me. I'm going to jail for life, promised. It's promised. I love these little guys to death, bro, for real.
And are you out here? You said that you're out here tonight, and you'll be out here every night. Is that because it's like this is it brings you some kind of sense of feeling?
It's not even that. It's just we're here for a minute. This is my block now. My little brother died on this block, bro. So we gonna be here for a minute. Washington.
So. These people don't realize the quote unquote cycle of violence that we talk about. I mean, his brother was murdered there. There's no police. There's clearly little chance that he's ever going to get justice for his brother. There's no police. You think that investigation is going to turn up anything here? These people don't talk to the police. So he's going to be around, and if one imagines, he might ask around, what happened. And who did his brother like that? But here you got a guy. Apparently, he's got his friends with him. Now you got a guy with a grudge there, and I imagine he'd be very interested in getting finding out what happened to his bro. So very dangerous situation. I mean, I don't know what these people expected. They create a lawless zone, which basically has the largest concentration of criminals, gang elements, people that are addicted to drugs, people that have mental issues, emotional issues. They've concentrated it all into this small area. What did they think was going to happen? So here you have a situation where the neighbors who are already worried about this incident. So let's hear what they had to say regarding that incident on Saturday. Remember, I at the beginning of this video, I told you there was another shooting last night. So, mind you, this hasn't happened yet. According to these people, this article and this video came out yesterday on Sunday during the day. So, keep that in mind when you see this. That the stuff last night hadn't happened yet.
The calls for change continue to mount now, one day after a deadly shooting in the CHOP. A teen was.
That's the black truck that took the deceased victim. Alternative that the tweet that we just of the guy talking about his brother tentatively identifies as Lorenzo was it Lorenzo Anderson? So we don't know for sure because that hasn't been released officially. That's when he was taken out in that black truck that the woman seems to have been calling for in the previous video.
Was killed. A man remains in critical condition tonight in the ICU. But city leaders staying near silent on this day after, other than a brief statement. We sent Como's Cole Miller to
So notice right there, she said city leaders silent. I mean, apart from some crappy mealy-mouthed statement that really meant nothing. You know, the mayor, the governor, the city council has been useless on this. Missing in action, nowhere to be found, while this section of the city descends into chaos and anarchy. I mean, the Chiron says it all. This is the local. Remember, this is not the national news. This is, you know, you tend to get less politicized coverage of local events from local news stations. So here's KOMO News in Seattle. Their Chiron silence from city leaders.
Inside CHOP will be if the city does decide to move in. As for that man who did not want to.
So let's. He interviews one of the residents that actually live inside the CHOP, and we'll hear what the guy has to say. You know, if I'd have to believe he's not the only one. I've actually seen interviews of other people that live in there, and this is the message you're starting to get from the people that live in there.
The situation is what it is today. You need to take responsibility, step in, and enforce our city laws.
This man who lives near CHOP and did not want to be identified says his sense of safety is gone.
I would invite Mayor Durkin to come spend one night in the area, in the CHOP area, and she can feel for herself what it's like.
And when it comes to those two shootings, some powerful words from the African American Community Advisory Council.
I'm so mad at the mayor. I feel like she might as well have had her hand on that gun because she's allowing this. She needs to move in now and do something.
Many fear the longer this goes on, the worse it will get.
Okay, do I have to play that again? Remember that this is supposedly going on, being done for the benefit of black lives, black people. And here's someone on the African American Advisory Council denouncing the mayor.
I'm mad at the mayor. I feel like
she's mad at the mayor, Victoria Beach, of the African American Community Advisory Council. So this is someone ostensibly who this CHOP is being established and maintained for and collaborated with by the mayor. And here's one of the individuals who this is supposed to benefit saying she's mad at the mayor for letting this go on.
She might as well have had her hand on that gun because she's allowing this. She needs to move in now and do something.
Many fear the longer this goes on, the worse it will get.
So the upshot of this is listen to how he summarizes his interview with that resident that he was interviewing and how he describes the situation of how he's living in CHOP.
And the longer this does go on, many worry about what the response inside CHOP will be if the city does decide to move in. As for that man who did not want to be identified after we wrapped up our interview, he was overcome with emotion. He tells me it feels like he's being held hostage inside of his own home.
So here's a man that ultimately saying he feels like he's being held hostage, and you have the mayor talking nonsense about block parties and Summer of Love. So let's get to the newest shooting, and here we have this story, at least is current of today, Monday, June 22nd. Another shooting in CHOP area leaves man seriously wounded. And here's an image of the Harborview Medical Center where a man who was seriously wounded in a shooting near Seattle's CHOP zone is being treated in serious condition. Serious condition, note. The man was seriously wounded during a shooting as a second night of violence roiled the area around Seattle's CHOP zone. Medics were called to a shooting just before 11 p.m. That happened near Olive and 12th Avenue, which is just outside the CHOP zone, according to Seattle Fire Department spokesman David Cuerpo. As has been the case since the CHOP area has created, Seattle fire medics arrived at a predetermined location just outside the barriers to meet a patient, but were told by Seattle police a few minutes later that the victim had been driven to Harborview Medical Center by private car. So once again, we have these uncertified, these who knows who they are, who knows what their qualifications are, who knows what equipment they even have, these so-called medics driving people to Harborview Medical Center. You know, they cannot give the same treatment that you can get from an EMT in an ambulance en route to the hospital. You know, these guys are trained to stabilize you so that you make it to the hospital, you know, alive and in one piece, you know, as best as they can manage. But instead now it appears you have this ad hoc system where they're just going to throw people in the back of a truck, you know, with these people with dubious or non-existent qualifications, you know, in the EMT sense. This cannot go on. I mean, this is crazy. The people that live there, the businesses, the property, they pay taxes, and they're being denied, you know, the city services that they're due because they want to hand over the city to a bunch of morons, lawless anarchs. But you're gonna see this situation. It was caught on live stream. If you remember the situation, was it earlier in the week when when it was still CHAZ and the CHAZistanis launched that attack on that auto business? Was it the car tender business? So they knocked down the fence and in order to get a thief. You have this this streamer there named, his name, he goes by the Twitch handle ShawnGui, ShawnGui or ShawnGui, I believe, and he was actually present at the site of the shooting. And here's his live stream, the full and unedited. Understand that he streamed there for over 4 hours, and it happens towards the end of his stream. So if you want to see the full and unedited raw video, so that there's no claims of manipulation or you know, or fakery, you can go to his Twitch channel, which is ShawnGui, and you could. It starts happening around the 3-minute 50-second mark, I believe, where you could start watching, say around 3:45, around that mark, from about 3:45 to 3:50. And you watch from there to the end, and it ends about 4 hours, so about 15 minutes of footage on it, and you could see what happened. So let's watch this from as it happened. Well, I'll try to locate the close to where the incident occurred.
See people trying to run away. Medics are calling for.
Who's that? My brother.
Okay. So at about the 3:44 mark, it looks like at this point Shawn was walking around. People are milling about, just talking.
Medics are calling for medics up there.
Okay, so it'll happen soon because at 3:45 we have that. So I'll move it back to 3:44. We'll see where it happens.
Who's that? My brother.
Alright, somebody's saying, can I walk to Pine and 13th? Yeah, I can walk up there. I do see some, oh, shit. More shots fired. I'm running away. More shots fired. I fell over and scraped the shit out of my hand, but I'm okay. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh, fuck. So unclear if those were gunshots or fireworks, but you can see people at the front barricades holding up behind those barricades. I hear on the radio they're calling for people to medics. They're calling for medics up there. There was a lot of gunshots. Yeah, calls for medics. Guys, I feel safer right here than anywhere else, honestly. I'm far away from where the cars can get. See people trying to...
Okay, so Shawn, at this point, he keeps crouched in this position and just watching, and people are just calling for medics, and there's a couple people running back and forth. Nothing much happens, but then you're going to see what happens is that a few minutes later, and I think it happens around 3:50, one of these so-called CHOP security guys comes over, asks him who he is, what he's doing, and snatches his phone and demands he, first of all, delete whatever he's just recorded. So basically the security guy comes over and in no uncertain terms tells him to destroy evidence. So already you have CHOP security. Their standard procedure here is to destroy evidence. So all this talk about transparency is a lie. So this guy, and you'll see he tells him to delete it, stop what he's doing, and eventually he just steals his phone.
What's behind me? Behind me is just the East Precinct, so I don't really want to show you guys too much of my location, just in worst case scenario, but do hear a lot of people still yelling. I hear shouts for medics. You can see people running across the street there. Looks like they've got the bus, which might be kind of a trauma center. This has got to be the end of CHOP, in my opinion, this second shooting. I think it's pretty much over after this. This is kind of a nightmare. People running down the street here. So yeah, I see people running.
Hey, get to the whip. Get to the whip and go to the hospital. Make sure your boy is good. Give me that fucking phone, man. What the fuck are you doing, dog?
I'm with these guys, man.
Whoa, no. You get back. Okay. You get back. Hey, delete that shit. You get back. Delete that fucking shit. Is that your personal property? Yeah. That's my phone. No, it ain't yours. You said you was with them. Is he with you?
Yes, I'm filming for the CHOP.
Is he with you?
James Madison, he's the lead security guy.
Well, you ain't getting your phone back, and you're not getting your motherfucking phone back until I know you with James. I don't give a fuck.
So you can hear at this point that Shawn is attempting to get his phone back, and he's dropping the name of James Madison. Now, James Madison, clearly a pseudonym. Maybe the CHOP security guys just go by the name of dead presidents or something. But he cites that he's with James Madison, and James Madison happens to be, if you recall one of my earlier streams on this, remember that guy that was following those flag carriers that walked into the CHAZ chop zone carrying the flags, and they stole the flag from the woman, and they had to like escort the pair of them out. And the guy that was trailing them in that black Jeep that had no license plates, that apparently is James Madison, or at least the name he's going by. And he claimed that he was in the John Brown Gun Club and that he was security for the CHOP. So as you're going to see, that is the James Madison who Shawn is identifying, that he has his, I guess, permission or whatever, at least according to Shawn. Now, granted, you're going to hear evidence to the contrary, at least what James says to the this other person in security. I don't know if he's doing that to protect Shawn, because I have no reason to doubt Shawn that he claims he's had conversations with this person. So who knows? It's CHOP, so who knows what actually is going on. But here's the security guy, and he doesn't realize that the phone is still streaming. And you'll hear, you have to remember the lie that these people keep saying is that this is peaceful, this is beautiful. Here's one of the CHOP security guys, when he's talking to the phone, it sounds like to a girlfriend or someone he knows, he describes the CHOP as a war zone. So remember, when he's talking to someone he knows and he doesn't know he's being recorded, he describes the CHOP as a war zone. So keep that in mind. Keep a listen out for that, and we'll pause it again when he gets to when he gets up to James Madison. But keep in mind, he's carrying a phone that he doesn't know is recording the stuff he's saying. So this is a person apparently higher up in the CHOP. He's someone in the actual security.
I do not care.
Sir, you have blood on your forehead. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you serious? Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Kaya, where you at, Queen? You at home? Okay, stay there. Fuck. My little nigga just got shot. This is a war zone. I had to carry him to the stretcher.
All right, so you heard him. He's talking to someone named Kai. Tells her, hey, you know, stay there. Don't come here. This is a war zone. I had to carry a man to a stretcher that just got shot. So that's the truth of the CHOP. You know, remember this is the guy that just told Sean to delete what he just said. He wants Sean to delete, you know, what he just said, but he's telling this person that he apparently cares about, ho, stay home, don't come here. It's a war zone.
All right. All right.
Here you can see the man in the CHOP. He doesn't realize the phone is recording, so he's looking down into it, probably trying to read the screen. So this is someone who's in CHOP security. I'm not gonna dwell on his face here, but just keep in mind that they're taking this man's phone, so basically at this point he's committed robbery. But I'll just let you know for now, they do return the phone eventually. So that you know, I'm gonna guess that Sean's not gonna report that. So I'm gonna guess no harm, no foul. So let's see as he continues walking towards where the security people are.
Stay right there, because if you with James, I'm coming back with you. You deleting this footage, man. You're deleting this footage. I don't give a fuck who you with.
I don't think this guy realizes how live streams work. I mean, Sean really is not going to have control. I mean, it's not like he's recording it onto the phone. He's live streaming it to Twitch. And I'm sure by about this time, probably he had, I think I saw something like 2,000 viewers or something already at that point. I'm sure at least a few of them had already started recording and capturing this event. There's no way that Sean could possibly stop this from getting out on the internet, because you know that's how the internet works.
James. James. Is there anybody else shot?
No, everyone's good.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, James. Hey. Who's that boy there's somebody who's back there recording? Tell him to delete this fucking footage.
So this security person has just told, quote unquote, James Madison to tell this person that he believes at this point is with him to delete the footage. You get that? Destroy evidence. It's called obstruction of justice, people.
No, get the fuck out of here. You're not armed. You already fucking heard me. You good? Yeah, I'm good.
good? This is why I need your cats up here. You've seen it firsthand now. As soon as we can get them on deck.
Supposed to be his day, but it was Father's Day. We're gonna try to get him out to the mall. I'm talking to the mayor.
I'll be up all night. Yeah. I'll be up all fucking night. I'm gonna be here for at least 3 more days.
Hey, get ready. Get ready.
Get the fuck down and get the fuck
Bro,
back if you're not armed.
Are you armed? Get the fuck back. Okay. Hey. Hey. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Fall back, bro.
Please do not
Fall back, bro.
Move away from the street.
Fall back, bro. Come on.
Hey, these guys.
I'm not talking to them. I'm yelling at them. Yeah. Go back on the path.
You guys
How do these people operate if they don't even know who's who and who's with them? This is nuts.
Keep eyes out, man. Who the fuck is this? Who are you? Okay.
That's my boss. I got you, brother.
The guy who went to the hospital was breathing.
So, anybody want to hear this real quick? I have information on your patient.
Gather up if you want patient info.
Was it white guy or black guy who shot
He's
you
at the
off?
hospital.
He's moved to Harvard. We don't know. I wasn't close enough. You gotta ask me, bro. Ask me first.
What?
Can you just...
You guys,
I think it's a good idea to have a conversation right here.
No, guys, let's move up.
We gotta be smart.
Conversation, be smart.
You guys gotta,
Patient is considered a minimal patient.
not even screaming things. I know. See where he got it. Good. See where he got it. Good.
I done took 12 weeks.
I just took 1 week straight down. I go to the hospital or what?
Just fine.
You guys go to the hospital.
Right now, all you guys are again. I don't give a shit if they're legal or illegal.
James, come with me. Come with me.
Walk back down. Wait, CHAZ and that here, Stanley. One of them address him, one of them put the phone on the gas, pop one of the silver green boots, he's already in the get your silver BMW. I need to talk to Chief Scoggins. I need this whole fucking thing to be back up there. Concrete fucking me.
Right here. James.
You a goddamn gust. I love you.
Come on.
You know I was talking about Slate? There's a Slate.
Okay.
This is my number 1.
What's up, Slate? Oscar Freeman, come walk with me. We're good. Everything's secure over there.
They got their cats.
Everything's secure.
Give me like 5 minutes.
Now I need to know who the fuck the guy was with the phone.
So if you've been listening, it seems like James Madison, I don't know if he's the man in charge. He's certainly the man giving orders, because you know, he's the one telling people who to go, where to be, what to bring. And here's this person speaking to him now regarding Sean's phone.
I personally don't fucking know who it was. If you sure shit wasn't my guys. He was a civilian. Good.
So notice he had, it's like he's a civilian. These people actually think they have authority. You know, like they have some kind of official authority there. You know, these people are, you know, it's like they get rid of the police and then they become the very thing that they claim they're protesting against. You know, abusive of their power they don't even legitimately have. Telling people to delete footage, evidence of crimes. This is crazy.
His phone's weird, bro. I don't know who the fuck this was recording, but somebody was recording the whole thing.
This phone's been freshly reset. That's the default wallpaper. This shit was planned. You good? Yeah. You hit?
No, I'm not hit.
Cool. We'll get you cleaned up. I got some saline. Apparently it's owned by a Sean. Plant, yeah, no. They're getting...
Let me just point out, they just accused Shawn of being a plant, presumably a law enforcement plant. So he's still in the chop. They know where he is. This is a very dangerous time for him. These armed people who seem to think they're in charge and have already demanded that he delete this footage. At this point, they think that he's a quote-unquote a plant.
Twitter DMs right now too, and they're still streaming. See that? We need to turn this phone off. Oh, this is.
So yeah, here's where they shut down his stream. Now, apparently Shawn had got out of there okay. They returned his phone. I'm guessing they encouraged him to delete this footage. Well, too late for that. The internet is forever, as they say, once it's out. And you know, as far as I know, I don't think Shawn should go back there. I don't think he should trust these people. They're among their higher ups there that they're identifying him as a plant. It would be a very bad idea, I think, for Shawn to meet with these people ever again. Certainly not to go down to chop. But yeah, you don't want to. Wow. So here what do you do in the case of that? So here's Andy Go. As I told you, here's Andy Go. He's clipped that already. I mean, these clips were everywhere. By the time you're seeing this, this is so the efforts of the John Brown Gun Club, the powers that be, whoever they may be at the chop, to delete the footage and not let you see what's going on and the details of their inner workings, as you heard, their own internal deliberations, describing it to someone over the phone. Stay home. This is a war zone. Had to carry a man on a stretcher. The type of place that will tell you here. Look at this sign from the other day. White allies. It's been respectfully requested that we leave the police-free zone for mourning and celebration of the non-white community. This is for the Juneteenth celebration. So from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. they wanted whites to leave. So the no white zone. So we have racial segregation in this place. We have obstruction of justice, delete videos of crimes in progress. This is this is the chop, and this is the block party, the summer of love that Mayor Jenny Durkin had described to us. I don't know about you, but it didn't sound that way to me. It sounded to me like seemed to me like whoever this guy was talking to James Madison, and you can see it for yourself again at ShawnGui, if he doesn't delete the footage from his site, because I would understand why. I mean, these people, they clearly they didn't want this to get out, and it got out. So while it's there, if you want to see the footage unedited for yourself, raw without my commentary, there you can find it. I'll put the links in the description of my video to relevant sources. But that's all for this NeoUnrealist. If you want to help the channel, do me a favor. Hit like for this video. Leave a comment below. Mash down on the subscribe button if you're not already subbed to the channel. And click on the notification bell beside it. Put it on the all setting to keep up with newer content. But if you want to contribute directly to the channel and toss your hard-earned dollars into the tip jar, follow links below to Patreon, Subscribestar, or PayPal. Or if you watch this on BitChute, when when it uploads later, you can just click on the green tip pledge button on the video player. Most importantly, though, thanks for watching.